Welcome to Koala Gardens. This video is brought to you by my alpha producers, Jeff Anderson, Rich in Alaska, and Lynn. And what a treat I have for you. Watching Onyx with this Joey now is just becoming an obsession for me. And look at that Joey hanging out of the pouch, sleeping in her lap. You have to keep watching. You won't believe what you're going to see. If you would like to support me in bringing video like this to you, please do check out the links below. Patreon is the most popular way, in the loop adoptions are another way, loads of ways for just a few dollars a month that you can be part of the family. And I want to acknowledge the Widjabul people of the Bundjalung Nation, on whose land I'm so proud to live, work and play. Now let's see what Onyx gets up to. As I said, stick through to the end of this video. You won't believe what she does. Onyx's Joey is around 6.5 months old, heading to 7 months, and is now starting to spend part of the time out of the pouch. Look at that. That's a little ear flicking. And Onyx has moved her leg now, and Joey has put the head and front arm over Onyx's ankle and is just sleeping peacefully. I sat on the quad bike filming this, and as you can see, Onyx takes very little notice of me. I'm always further away than what I appear, but I'm not a huge distance away from them. I'm probably about 10 meters or so away. Onyx is just sitting there enjoying the quiet time with Joey sleeping. It must actually feel good for her, because we saw in the last video how much her pouch is being stretched when Joey is completely inside. So having the head and an arm hanging out must feel actually really good. She looks rather relaxed, doesn't she? Now, all of my video on YouTube will always be completely free. The best way you can support me is to make sure you smash the like button, leave a comment in the description below, share it out, subscribe, hit the notification bell. These things all feed the YouTube algorithm and help me enormously. Oh, look at that. The little Joey is half awake, the eyes are open, but really in just full snooze mode. And look at the detail we can see of Joey's hand. We can clearly see the 2 thumbs on Joey's hand and the 3 fingers. Beautiful dappled light, early morning, and just snoozing away so comfortably. I could sit and watch koalas like this all day, and at the time I'm filming this part of it, I have no idea if they're just going to sit still. Look at that Joey. Onyx is having a scratch, and Joey just barely responds, just lays there, bit of a stretch, and back to flopping down, asleep, feeling totally relaxed. The koalas are very used to me being around on the property, because I never approach them. I never present as any kind of threat. I keep my distance respectfully and just observe and film them. You can see again, as I'm pulled back a bit, that they are just both so comfortable here. The tree that Onyx is sitting in at the moment is called a flooded gum. And flooded gums are a koala food tree. They're one of the secondary food trees, and the trunk on this is quite large. I planted this tree back in, that would have been 2012, so this tree is now about 13 years old, and it's such a joy to see the koalas using the trees that I have planted, as well as the many trees that have self-sown on the property as well. And watch closely, a little bit of a repositioning. Now watch Onyx. The Joey's pulled herself back into the pouch, and watch her ears. They kind of go back and forwards a little bit. It's not clearly completely comfortable for her as Joey rearranges itself in the pouch, and she's like, grin and bear it, put up with it. You can see, and she says, actually, I think it's time I moved a little bit. You can see the size of that pouch when Joey's back completely inside. That is really huge. I'm watching and thinking, oh, maybe she's going to reach forward and try and grab those leaves and have something to eat. And she is certainly now looking like she's gone into decision-making mode. She's checking things out around, but notice as she's checking out around her, she's really, again, taking no notice of me. I am not one of the factors in the considerations that she is going through as to what she is going to do next. I pulled up on the quad bike about 15 minutes ago. We're only 6 minutes into the filming because, I have edited some of the bits out so that it's not just a koala sitting there doing nothing. And because I have just sat there still for 15 minutes or so, she knows that I'm doing nothing. I'm just, part of the background, really. Nothing to her. If you've watched many of my videos, then you'll know that it's very common for koalas when they wake up to just sit still for a little while, have a bit of a wake up, and then have a bit of a grooming, get a little bit higher, have a look around, and they're obviously ticking over where they want to go and what it is that they want to eat. The koalas know all of the trees in the area they live in. They're very aware of the different trees, the ones that they prefer for eating, for sleeping, for whatever. But because she has hundreds and hundreds of trees in the area of the property that she normally uses, there's always lots of choices to make. So we have a bit more grooming. Can you see Joey's foot is sticking out of the pouch there? Let me freeze. You see that little foot at the tip of the arrow? Oh. And look at how agile she is, that she can still, with that huge Joey in pouch, just reach around and scratch right up in the center of her back. Oh, those hips. She's getting very close to making her move now, and you don't know what she's going to do, just like I had no idea what move she would make when I was filming this. To be honest, I was expecting her to go back to the trunk of the tree and go up higher, because the fact that I was sitting there, well, that's just what I was expecting. But look, no. What a surprise. I'm watching her and I'm like, hang on. She looks like she's going to come all the way down to the ground. You can see that I've zoomed out a little bit more, and so I'm not terribly close to the tree, but I'm also not that far. The grass here is very long. This is a native grass, and, well, I don't think that was what I wanted to see you do. But here she goes, leap into the grass, and she disappears. So I'm watching the grass, just filming, going, where is she? And I've had to sit there and film for quite a few minutes before I finally saw, there she is. Did you see that bit of movement at the arrow tip? And a bit more. And I started to realize, do you know what? Hang on. She's kind of heading towards me. This is one of those moments where I'm out there on the property all on my own with the wildlife, and my heart is just in my mouth at the amazingness of just being one with nature. She's nearly at the track. You can see my quad bike there in the front corner, so I've just pulled right back, and here she goes. Oh, there she is. So she didn't come directly towards me, but she's jumped into a young tree there. And this is really common koala behaviour too. I've shown you this in quite a lot of videos. When I do see a koala on the ground, they move across the ground for a little bit, and then they jump into a tree and go up just a metre or so, just to get a little bit of leverage, stop, think about things, look around, make sure that they're happy that everything is okay and that they are safe before they get down to the ground and start moving again. And here she goes. She's decided where she's going, and I love the way koalas leap off the tree. It's almost like she's trying to figure out, how far can I leap? I can leap right onto the edge of the quad bike path. And she does a little run down, and she's found the tree she wants. Now this is a swamp mahogany tree, which is a primary koala food tree, and it's one that I planted on the property. I just can't tell you how good this feels. This one was planted in 2015, so it's younger than the flooded gum she was in earlier, and look at that. What a feeling to see a mother koala with a joey heartily eating from a tree that I planted. There's really nothing better, and you've done it. You've made it to the end of yet another Koala Gardens video. Would you make sure you write in the comments below, eat well for two, Onyx, and up the tree she goes for a big meal. Make sure you keep on watching, because there's loads more great video coming your way very soon. Another way that you can support what I'm doing is anytime you're looking for something for yourself or a gift, head over to my Redbubble store. There are some gorgeous designs there on over 60 different types of merchandise.